remote services. So today I will explain two another important servers. One is DHCP and another one is NTP server. So what is a DHCP? Generally, DHCP full form is Dynamic Host Configuration Protocol. Okay. The Dynamic Host Configuration Protocol is a network protocol that automatically assigns IP information to clients. I mean, you want to distribute IP addresses to client systems. Within the network, we need to install DHCP server. So DHCP server responsibility is it assigning IP address automatically to client systems. I mean, you know that how to assign the IP address to systems. That is called what? Static method. But you want to give IP address dynamically, then we will use DHCP server. Each DHCP client connects centrally located DHCP server, which returns the network configuration, I mean IP address, gateway, DNS servers of the client. And DHCP server follows DORA process. I mean, DORA full form is D for discover, O for offer, R for request, A for acknowledgement. So, for example, if I take client system and again in another side, DHCP server system. And the discover meaning is client system searching for DHCP server within the network. In that case, the server is available inside the network. Then it's sending offer to client. It's sending offer to client. Then client mission again request for an IP address from the DHCP server. So DHCP server assigned to IP address to client and also stores one acknowledgement within the server. So that is called what? DORA process. Discover, offer, request, acknowledgement. And remember when to use DHCP servers in the environment. For example, I have one network. Within the network, hundreds of systems are there. But assigning IP address each system, it is very lengthy task. So people what to do in the environment, they will install and configure DHCP server in a network. Then what DHCP server will do, it will send automatically IP address to all systems. I mean, no need to install. I mean, no need to configure IP address to client systems. So you know that already how to assign IP to systems with static. Now this is called what? Dynamic. But you want to install and configure DHCP server. What are the prerequisites? I mean, these are the what main configuration files for installing and configuring DHCP server. The packages are DHCP server in the server side, and in the client side should be DHCP client. And by default, the sample configuration file is here. I mean, this file contains DHCP server configuration. And main configuration for the DHCP server /etc DHCP DHCPD.conf. and you want to start the service or daemon names, DHCPD is the service name or daemon name. But backend, the ports are 67 and 68. I mean, the main port number is 68. So now I will show you how to installing and configuring DHCP server. But guys, we are running Linux operating system in VMware workstation. So within the VMware workstation or Oracle VirtualBox, already DHCP server is running. That's why every system has one IP address. So we cannot configure again DHCP server in the same network, because in a network only one DHCP server. But here I will show you how to installing and configuring, but don't expect the what output, because already DHCP server is running. Even in the real time, the DHCP servers are already running. But in case you want to modify the what files, or you want to start the what services, and where to configure the what DHCP server, and what are the parameters in the DHCP server configuration file, and everything I will explain. And just idea about DHCP server. Okay. So before starting, so let me connect my Linux servers remotely. But already I have started two servers here. This is the what one RHL9 server is running. This server address is already 192.168.10.254. But even another system is running, so which is 192.168.10.10. Okay. So every time here to log in the what system means it is nonsense. So that's my very best idea and simple working on the what systems means better to log in remotely. So either we can use Putty or we can use mobile external application. Even mobile external also very good tool for connecting remote Linux servers. But you want to download mobile external, so here in the Google type mobile external. So here is the option download. So under mobile external, we have two editions, home edition, professional edition. But professional editions are chargeable, but home editions are free. So now please be download home edition, download now. So under download, this is the portable edition. This is the what installer edition. Better we can use the what portable edition. So download the what portable edition. But by default, this edition is a GIF file format. I mean, here is the what it's being to download mobile external with GIF format. So already I have downloaded, but after downloading, extract your file and copy the tool on your desktop. I mean, how to copy the tool on the desktop through Putty. Same way, we can copy the what mobile external application on the desktop. Fine. So now mobile external is on my desktop drive. So how to open it? Just to open the what mobile external. But here is the option session to connect your remote servers. So let me use in the session, but we have multiple remote protocols, but better to use SSH for secure. So use SSH protocol. The remote server address is 192.168.10.254. This is my server address. Then let me log in with username is root. And we are doing with port number 22. If I say okay, now it is asking password of the 10.254 system. So now my password is root123. See this, my server successfully connected. So you know that this system host name already we have configured server.example.com. Okay, this is the word one system. So every day you will take the work here only. This is the best way. And even let me connect the another client system, the system is 192.168.10.10 only. In the 10.10, again the username is root and password myself root 123. So now successfully connected two systems. One is client and another one is server. I mean, now we are using two systems. It will be act as a server 10.254, client system 10.10. Okay, remember this point. Just I have logged in two servers remotely. Otherwise, we can do the practicals directly on here. Just go for the what, log in your system first. Okay, here we can operate the what, your server, but every time it will log out and log in and log out and log in. So it is completely little nonsense. So best idea to connect servers remotely, but both servers in the same pace and easily to operate your servers. This is the best way. Fine. So now here I will show you how to installing DHCP server. The first important thing, how to installing DHCP package. Yum install DHCP server is the package name. I mean, you want to install and configure DHCP server, yum install DHCP-server. Now the server successfully installed. Then the second important thing, how do you know that the given package is installed or not? So go for DHCP server, RPM-Q DHCP server. Now the package successfully installed. Then what is the main configuration file for the DHCP server? Generally, the main configuration file, I mean to configure the what IP addresses and everything, etc DHCP dhcpd.conf. So this is the main configuration file for the DHCP server. If I open this file, see this. Within this file, it is completely nothing. I mean, DHCP server configuration file information is under USR, share, document, DHCP server, dhcpd.conf.example is the what? Sample file. So the system what says, copy this configuration into main configuration file. That's why let me copy this file, and then how to copy the what sample file into main configuration file? Copy and paste your sample file, space, what is your main file? /etc dhcp dhcpd.com. So we are copying sample file into main configuration file. If I enter, yes. So now the file has been overwritten. Now try to open your main configuration file /etc dhcp dhcpd.com. If I open this file, so this is the what? Complete configuration for the DHCP server. Okay, no need all lines. So you want to assign DHCP, then here the configuration as a subnet level, this complete configuration is required. I mean, these lines are required for the DHCP server. Okay, for example, first, what is your network ID? I mean, within your company, first we need to collect the what network ID. For example, here my local system network ID is 192.168.10.0. So same way, as per your requirement, in the environment, you can find your network IDs with help of route command. And next, this is the class C IP address. That's why the subnet mask is 255.255.255.0. So now I have defined my subnet mask ID. Then, and in the next line is, we need to provide range of IP addresses. Range of IP addresses. So for example, every system will get, every system will collect 10.10 to 192.168.10.254. Then what is the meaning? The client systems will collected from 10.10 series to 10.254. The meaning is, the system will get IP address, the range between 10 to 254. In between, any one IP address dedicated to client machines. Every system will collect the what from this range. That is called what? Range of IP addresses. And the next, what is your domain name? This DHCP server host name is server.example.com. This is my fully qualified domain name. And don't forget it. Mostly here we can what? Specify the what? Router IP address. But in the environment, the first IP address within the network, mostly router IP address. So that's why I will keep 192.168.10.1 is my router IP address. But you will collect the what router address from the network engineers. Okay. And the next important thing, the broadcast address is mostly the last IP address is broadcast IP address. The last IP address is broadcast IP address. So these are the what lines we need to edit and to configure the what things. Then if I save this configuration, then within this network, every system will get one IP address in the range of 192.168.10.10 to 10.224. Between this range, the network system will get the what one IP address. Same way at your home Wi-Fi routers. So even within the Wi-Fi router, one DHCP server is running. That's why after router configuration, every system will get the what DNS address, IP address, and everything. No need to assign the what IPs of your computers. How it is possible means, within the router, one DHCP server is running. Same way in the real environment, within the network, the engineers will install and configure DHCP servers. But this responsibility goes to mostly NOC team people. Network engineer people. But system administrators, but small companies, even people are working on this DHCP server kind of issues. But big teams, in the big companies, network engineers can configure the what routers, switches, gateways, DHCP servers, and everything. But every administrator must to understand DHCP server responsibilities. Okay, that's why just idea about DHCP server. Then save the configuration. Finally, start the what service. systemctl start DHCPD. The service name is DHCPD. If I enter, now DHCP server is started. You want to enable the service, then enable is the what cost. The service to turn on at boot time to make service persistent. Finally, how to verify the status? The given service is active or not, running or not. So now the service is active. It's running since Wednesday at 8:24. 24 seconds ago, the service has been started. This is the way your system has started with listening, which is the what 192.168.10.0 network. Okay, perfect. Even our server is server.example.com. The service name is DHCPD. Okay. So now the DHCP server is successfully installed. Then how to get systems? I mean, client systems will get the what? IP addresses. But generally, in every system, DHCP client package is running. So once your system is rebooted, the client systems automatically, I mean developer systems, I mean except DHCP server, remaining all are the what clients. Every system will get the what one IP address from the DHCP server. But in case if you don't get any IP address, then how can you troubleshoot it? So people will install first DHCP client package. I mean in the Linux systems, install DHCP client package. But already I think client has been installed, but not installed. So now here we are installing the what client package. So now client package has been installed. Then what is the final step? We will go under etc networks and system and interface name. I mean within this file, we need to change the what settings. I mean already you know that what is the purpose of this file. This file maintain IP address settings. Now if I enter, see this. By default, in the IPv4 section, method is auto is running. Method auto is nothing but the system will get one IP address automatically from the network. Okay. So in case the method is auto is disabled, and please be enable the what? I mean uncomment the what method is equal to auto option. Then what is the meaning? This system is running with automatic IP address. But in the same file, I mean we can observe in the server side in the etc network manager system connections, and in the same file, so now this system is running with method is manual. That's why the system IP address 254. I mean I told you before previous class how to assign the static IP address. This is my static IP. But in the client system running with not static IP, dynamic IP. So that's why it is called what by default 10.10 is running. But this one is running with static IP address. Okay. So you want to get dynamically, you will keep it method equal to auto ops. Then save the file. And finally, we can start the service systemctl restart restart network manager. If you run
So
this
which one
command,
is default? Which one is, I'm sorry to
then
interrupt.
system will
Which
get
one is the default?
IP address. Sorry?
Which one is the default net setting? The manual
By
or
default,
the auto?
auto is default.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Then finally, we can check the what IP address from the network. So once IP is visible, then the system will get system is got the what one IP address from the network. Okay, this is the proper way to managing DHCP address. Next, sometimes we need to keep IP address is fixed. I mean, I will compare to your AWS concept. So if you create any EC2 instance, every instance has one dynamic IP address. How it comes? Because within the default VPC, DHCP server is running. That's why every instance running with one dynamic IP address. But you want to keep one fixed IP address for the server. What is the solution? Anyone?
Elastic IP.
Very good. So elastic IP address is a solution. Same way here, every system running with by default one dynamic IP. but you want to keep that system IP address is fixed. I mean, to make persistent, to reserve the what IP address for the server or client, particular client. I mean, if I reboot this computer, maybe the system will get different IP address after shutdown, and again it will start. But what I'm saying, this system will get every time 10.10 IP address only. Then how to fix the IP address for the client machine? Through DHCP server. So without DHCP means you will keep the same IP address manually. That means static. No, I don't want through static. Through DHCP, I want to fix the IP address. That's what here it is called static IP address for the dynamic cloud computing. So assigning IP address dynamically has some problem that every time a client system boots it is not sure that it will get the same IP address. So you want to get the same IP address even after reboot or shutdown. Then we will follow the static address using DHCP. But the address will binding based on MAC address. Based on MAC address. That is called media access control. So how to fix the MAC address? Now see, generally, if you run the system if config, I want to fix 10.10 for the interface of ENS 160, and even the system MAC address is 000C29E5WE74 is the MAC address. Okay, but this is the to find the MAC addresses. But no need to go to client systems. In the environment, if you run ARP command, I mean in the server side, I mean in the DHCP server side, if you run ARP command, address resolution protocol command, it will display all connected systems MAC addresses. See this right now, 10.2 is connected, 10.10 is connected, 10.1 also connected. So overall, I want 10.10 system MAC address. See that WE74. So you want to get all client system IP addresses and MAC addresses. Then you will use the ARP. ARP means address resolution protocol command. Then where to fix the IP address? Then first, I want to fix this IP address, copy this MAC address, and again open the configuration file of /etc dhcp dhcpd.com. So within the file, let me go in the line number 75. Line number 75, we have some lines for fixing static IP address. So instead of example of hardware address, let me keep my fixed IP address. I mean my client system MAC address here. So W74. And which IP address to fix for this MAC address? So here we can write the word 192.168.10.10. I want to fix this 10.10 IP address for the hardware address of this MAC. For the what system? Which is called client host name. Because the system host name is client. So that's why I have specified the word, the host name is client. So that client host name MAC address this is. Okay, this MAC address every time will get 192.168.10.10 IP address. Now from this range, this IP address is fixed for the MAC address of this client system. So this client system to get every time 10.10 server. In case you want to fix another IP address for the another system, again to copy these 4 lines and paste below the last line, and again modify the lines. Same way, we can copy and paste multiple lines and modify the what based on your requirements. Then save the file, and again after configuration restart DHCP. Perfect. So now if you reboot the system or shut down and start the system will get every time 10.10 only. 10.10 only. So this is called what? DHCP server information. Just idea about DHCP server. What exactly mean by DHCP? So remember, DHCP server gives automatic IP addresses to client systems. Why need to configure DHCP server in the real environment? Generally, when the more systems are running in the network, it is highly impossible to assign each system IP address manually. So what to do? Within the network, you will install and configure DHCP server. Then that server automatically generates IP address to client systems. Then client will communicate within the network all systems. This is called what? DHCP. Next, the second important server in this lecture, which is called NTP. This is another important small server, but every day Linux engineers working on this crony server. Every day working on with crony server. So the short form, I mean the package name is crony, but server name is NTP. Server name is the NTP with crony. NTP means network time protocol. So the network time protocol is implemented by a daemon running in user space. The user space daemon updates the system clock running in the kernel. That's why every system running with one time zone. So I mean internally, even in the Windows or Linux or your mobiles and everything running with one time protocol server. So based on your selected region, every system running with what? Your date and time. But one of the best server in the Linux environment, NTP server, the package name is crony. The package name is crony. So you want to synchronize your remote servers, then we will use the word crony. Okay, when to use this NTP or crony servers in the real time? For example, one server is already running a US time zone. For example, it was a application server. Okay, and recently we have installed one new Linux server, but the new Linux server synchronized with your existing US time zone server. Then how to synchronize both systems running with same time zone? Both systems running with same time zone. So then you will install and configure crony package. So when the remote server is running with 8 o'clock 5 minutes, then your local system also running with 8 o'clock 5 minutes. Then how can you synchronize the time zones? Then we will install the what? Packages. So in the real environment, we need to set up the time zones. We need to synchronize the remote server time zones. So where to keep your remote server time zones? And first time, how to install and configure crony servers. Then these are the main configuration files. Generally, you need to install the package name is crony. But every Linux system by default running with crony package. That's why by default running with perfect time zone. But you want to change configurations, then we will use /etc crony.conf. This is the main configuration file. But you want to verify the log files, Verilog Crony is the package. But what is the service name or daemon name? Crony D. But remember, the port running with 123. NTP port number is 123. Okay. So before installing Crony, so first let me test. I mean, my server running with what time zone and what kind of server details and everything we will check out. So the first one is, what is the command? Your current time zone settings. Generally, time date CTL is the command. Time date CTL space status. So this command will display what is your current time zone. So now, right now, the local time is Wednesday 2024, 8:28. I mean, 8:41 is right now. But time zone is Asia Kolkata, Indian Standard Time Zone is running. Asia Kolkata is running. But Windows people, how to find the what time zones? They will verify the what. Here we can verify the what time zones, and to open the what time zones and change the what time zones. Okay. But the command line Linux systems, how to manage it? So first status. But how do you know what are the available time zones? At the time of installation, I told you how to select the what time zones. In case if you forget to enable the what time zones, then after installation, how to change it? This is the way. So now list time zones is the command. It lists all available time zones. So now if I enter, so these are all are the what available time zones. Okay. For example, I want to assign the time zone is Africa Juba. Okay, I want to set time zone for the Africa Juba. So then copy this time zone. Then how to change the time zone? Everything with only one command, time date CTL. So here set time zone. Here set time zone and paste your time zone. Which time zone you want? I want Africa Juba. If I enter, so now the time date has been updated. So if I check the what time status of the time zone, here right now it is what 5:12 is the time, because its running time zone is Africa Juba. Okay, this is the way to changing time zones. But again, you want to set time zones of Asia Kolkata, then we can use Asia Kolkata. Again, the system back to Asia Kolkata 8:43. Okay, set time zone. This is the one method. Okay. You want to change time manually. Sir, I want to set the what time manually. Then the syntax is time date CTL, set time only is the command. Set a time, then which time you want to set manually. Then the keyword is first hours, then minutes, then seconds. This is the way to setting the what time. In case you want to change the what time, this is the syntax. Hours, minutes, seconds. Okay. And then you want to set date and time. Date and time. I want to set at a time, date and time. Then again we can use, there is no date, but everything with set time only. But the keyword is, the syntax format is YY MM DD. This is the what? Date only. You want to including time, space is required. Then again you will follow hours, then minutes, then seconds. This is the what? Syntax to setting time zone. For date, hyphens. For time, here it is called what? Colon symbol. Okay, you want to change it, then use this syntax. But this is called what? Manual change. But manual change is rare case, because in the real time, people are setting zones or remote server address only. Then how to change remote server addresses? So now I will show you how to synchronize remote server addresses. But guys, remember, generally this 10.10 system is there. Just assume this is my client. Actually, client system is new system. But already, just assume this is my existing system. Just assume this is my one application server. But I want to synchronize this client system of my server. The what is meaning? So how systems will synchronize a remote server time zone? Then what kind of keywords you need to specify? Okay, first we need to install the what? Crony package. You need to install Crony package. But every Linux system running with Crony package. No need again install, but this is the process actually. See, the package Crony is already installed. You want to check that rpm-q Crony. Fine. Then second important thing, what kind of changes are required? I mean, the system will allow particular client systems only, particular client machines only. I mean, this system will synchronize the what? Remote server. Then what kind of settings we need to configure? In the system etc Crony, under system etc crony.conf is the file. In the crony.configuration file, and please be allow the what? Just port. I mean here only one line, allow NTP client access from local network. But which network people to allow? Just uncomment this line. I want to allow only 10.0 by 24 network people. I mean, who are running 192.168.10.0. I mean 10.1, 10.2, 10.10, 10.5. So everyone will allow. Only 10.0 network people are allowed to synchronize the what? Remote servers. Then just save the server. I mean, only one line is required. Just save the file and restart the what? Service. So systemctl restart crony-d. Crony-d, I think, is the package. Yes. Then we can enable crony-d package. And we can find the what status of the crony-d. Status of the crony-d. Perfect. But you want to verify the port numbers. I mean netstat in the PINTL. So the port numbers are running. Okay. Then the another important point, remember, set NTP synchronization process. I mean, you want to set NTP synchronization process. Again, time date CTL command, set NTP true. I mean, you want to synchronize remote servers, just enable this option. So once it is perfect, then go for the what? Client system. Then go for the what? Client systems. Then where is the client system? And before going to client system, just run the command which are synchronized. So then we'll go for crony package. I mean, the command is, okay, crony C, I think. So crony C command. Then if you run clients option, then what clients are synchronized currently, it will display it. So right now, no client systems are synchronized. Okay, no client systems are synchronized. Then what to do? I mean, how to add the what server address inside the what client system. Just in the real environment, remember everyone, already the NTP server is running like this. But Linux engineers what to do? You want to synchronize any particular server. So inside your system, just to open one file, etc crony.conf file. Just to open the crony.conf file and add the line in the last line, peer is the command. So which server, which system this client mission will be synchronized. So peer space, this server will synchronize 192.168.10.254. This server will follow 10.254 system time zone. So that's why peer is the keyword. The remote server address, we can add it here. Now this client system synchronize 10.254 system. Just add one line, save the file, and before start, just use the one command. What kind of sources it uses. Again, in the client side also, chrony sources, chrony sources. So now, right now, there is no source address of the 192.168.10.254. So what to do? After adding the line, systemctl restart chrony. If you start the service, then run the command chrony sources. See this. Now the system synchronized 192.168.10.254. Now the system running with 10.254 time zone. But previously in the server side, there is no client systems. Now which client is synchronized? So now 10.10 is synchronized. See, 10.10 system is synchronized. So this is the way in the real environment, people to manage to setting the time zones. So you want to set up any particular remote server time zone in your local system. No need to configure any other things. Just to open inside your system chrony.conf file, then peer space, your remote server address only. Then start it, then system will synchronize automatically your remote server time zone. This is called what? NTP server with chrony service. And these parameters, Linux engineers every day will set up the what? Network time servers. After installing Linux systems, because the engineers will collect the number of Linux systems in the environment, and definitely they will set up the time zones of the remote servers. But how people will synchronize the time zones based on remote systems means this is the way. Okay, this is today concept. So in the next class, in tomorrow class, I will tell you how to installing or maybe file sharing servers or different other servers. I will explain it. Okay, if you have any queries, please ask.
Yes, sir. We need the file sharing servers. It's very important in our work environment.
File sharing servers are very important, especially NFS, FTP, SMB. These
Yes,
three
sir.
are important.
Yes, sir.
So no doubts, concepts are very, very well, 100%. The engineers are running like this in the real time as a Linux engineer, as a Linux administrator. If you know these concepts, you are 100% valid for the Linux administrators. And even you will manage everything in the cloud and everything in the DevOps also. That's what first, better knowledge in the Linux. Okay, thank you very much. See you tomorrow.